Okay, wow, that took longer than I thought it would to get this all set up. So, I had my little adventure on Grinder recently, and that was interesting to say the least. Very fun. I was kind of surprised because it was like so, everybody was so receptive, and that was the first time I've ever tried a dating app. And I didn't, spoiler alert, I didn't go on a date with anybody because not because I couldn't. I was getting asked to. I just didn't want to. I was like, I'm a little bit like like I don't know. I was like too timid. I was like, I don't want to do that yet. I don't want to just like. I'm gonna stay back and play Luigi's Mansion. So I did that, and I was like, well, this was actually really fun. Like it was fun. And yes, I was kind of blueballing guys, to be honest. Like it was probably not really good of me. Like this might just be karma coming back to fight me because I'm like talking to these guys and it's like they want something out of this. Like they are texting me not because they want to be friends, not because they're like, "Wow, I like the way you painted your nail." Actually, one person did do that. But that was just more like that was their like opening. That was like their bishop's opening, like chess move. That was the way they like kind of slid in. Um, but honestly, we just actually had a conversation, so maybe they weren't actually looking for anything. I don't know. They seemed like very bottom energy, and I think that's like kind of the vibe I was giving off. So maybe they weren't like maybe they were just saying hi. Anyway, that's the other video. That's a different video. However, I was really successful at that, and it was really fun. So I thought, well, maybe I should just go on Hinge. Why not? You know, what if the bold idea? What if I go on a site with women? Uh, I'm sure everyone listening just shuddered. Oh my god, you're gonna God, that's like Indiana Jones when snakes show up. I mean, it's just like scary, especially because of my area. Um, so when going into it, right, I was starting it off in Pullman, right, in WSU on Grinder, and that was pretty cool. I was like, okay, this is like, there's two colleges right here. It's probably gonna be fine. Like, I'm probably gonna find some like cool, fruity people on there, which was true. However, Hinge involves the straights. So that was where I was getting a little bit more timid. Like, I think I might be entering um, uncharted territory. I might be opening a little Pandora's box that I don't want to open because. So I made it, right? I made Hinge, which, by the way, so much different than Grinder. Like, Grinder didn't ask. It literally, when I made my account on there, it asked me, what was my age, you top, bottom, and username. That's it. Like it was, and yeah, and some pictures. That was it. I went on Hinge because there's like I know there's like Bumble and Hinge and Tinder and I don't know. Hinge just felt like the one that I needed to check out, so I did that, and it was so. I don't even wait. I'm gonna change hats. I'm gonna wait quickly. I'm gonna reload hats. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I didn't even look in the mirror, so I hope it looks okay. My mom got it today at Target. It was pretty cool. Little frog and toad action. Love it. Those guys are just iconic little amphibians. So back to what I was talking about. So I get on Hinge though, and it's asking me a million fucking questions. Like it's like, oh yeah, what's your name? It was like, what's your height? And I was like, what? Like, I'm putting how tall I am? That's okay. So I told them I'm 6'11". Um, guys, I'm actually like 7'14". And so I did that, and it then was asking me like, oh, location, which I was like, okay, that's reasonable. Sexuality, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put bi, but like, I know it's gonna be slim pickings for anyone that's bi on here. Like, there's gonna be nothing. It asked me like, oh, what's your political affiliation? And I'm like, what? Um, and it was like, oh, liberal, moderate, conservative. I don't know. And I'm like, where's like, I don't want to call myself a liberal. Like, God, like that's making me look like I'm gonna look like Ellen. I don't want to do that. Like, can I just put left it? Like, put me as can I just write like Hassan? That would be funny. Like, what's my political affiliation? Whatever Hassan Piker said recently. Like, and I was like, okay. Mm. Um, what's your political affiliation? I believe in human rights. I so I was like, okay, liberal. Ugh. Yeah, I just entered my Nancy Pelosi era. Then the weirdest question. There was like the biggest thing that was different from Grindr that I didn't even realize was gonna be there. But it was like, oh, what kind of relationship are you looking for? Is it long term, short term, but you're looking or you're thinking about long term? You want long term, but you're thinking about short term, and I was like, Grindr did not ask me that. Not at all. Like, nobody on there is like, I'm looking for a relationship, dude. And they're just like, I'm here to play with joysticks, you know? And they're not like, they're very upfront, yeah. As you'll see in the other video. So I make the account finally, and it starts asking me all these other like freaking questions. So why don't you do like, oh yeah, put your photos of you. And then it has these like little stupid prompts of like questions of like, what's your hottest take? Okay. Sure. It was like, what turns you on? Or like, what makes you go crazy? So I couldn't take any of them seriously. I was writing like, there was one that was like, what did you learn recently? Like, what did you just figure out? And I just did the scene, like I just wrote out the dialogue for that scene in Smiling Friends where Gnarly, I think, is like, well, did you know that Earth will run out of helium in 14 years? And Charlie's holding his phone. He's like, dude, I just looked up that helium thing and it's like completely true. Like everything you said, that's like correct. Like I just wrote that out because I was like, I don't even care. It said what makes you go crazy, and I wrote the Anthony Bourdain quote where he's like, I have a serious lust for shawarma. And I didn't even have, there was no bio even. There was no bio. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? Because I'm trying to put in there that like, oh yeah, by the way, because like my best friend Alsan, I was telling him about like, I'm going to do this adventure on Hinge now. And he says like, oh, you should make it clear that you're doing like a YouTube thing with it, because like that'll make people like more engaged. Like they'll see that and they'll be like, oh, you're making a YouTube video? That's really cool. And so I was like, oh, I should do that. But there's no bio. So I just had to go to like the questions and just type in like, and it'll be like, what is your favorite outdoor activity? And I just have to type, I'm making a YouTube video, guys. There's no bio, blah, blah. So I did that. And I created the profile. And first off, its system is so weird. Like in Grindr, low key, it has the same UI as like Pornhub, which I'm not surprised. But like you see all the guys, like there's like a 3 or 4 by, infinitely down grid of guys' profile pictures and stuff. and you just scroll. You just go through like it's, the Instagram Explore page. And then you click on people. Amazing system. Amazing. Truly a feat of engineering. Like, if we had the guys who designed the Grindr UI at like ChatGPT, like nobody would be working anymore. Nothing would be written anymore. Like all the factory work, like get those guys who designed the Grindr UI over at Tesla making those robots. Like get those guys over at Boston Dynamics, and we'll have coal mining robots by yesterday. The Hinge UI is really weird because it shows you like one person at a time, and it just has this like X button at the bottom of the screen that you have to figure out like, oh, if I hit that, it goes to a new person. And dog, babes, I cannot even downplay it. They threw me to the fucking wolves. Like, I knew being on an app with women was going to be, like, rough, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad, especially because of the area I'm in. I knew it was going to be, like, rough, but holy shit. I'm going through these things. And it's just showing me women, which I'm okay with. That's the reason I'm here. If I wanted guys that go to Grindr. And they're showing me these women. Every single one of them. I swear, I know profiles weren't repeating because I remember their names. But every profile I saw, I thought it was the same person. I was like, I've seen these exact same photos of these exact same women. Like, I thought they were bots. They're all sorority girls. They all say, like, they're all my age, but they're like, oh, Christian, and then conservative. And I'm like, why are you serving me these things? I literally just wrote in my bio, liberal, bisexual, and you're like, yeah, let me throw the Catholic conservatives at him just to see what sticks. Dog, did the developers who made Hinge, did they like get all their code from ChatGPT 3? Like, did they just ask it, like, design an algorithm for me? Like, if you go into the source code, I bet at the very beginning, you're going to see a little thing that says, sure, here you go. It's like, does it not take a hint? Like, I assumed it was going to be nothing but these, like, sorority girls, and it's going to list it as, like, they're conservative, and they really, like, they're really Christian because they take it in the ass, and, like, I assumed it was going to be like that. I'm like, okay. Like, why are you showing me these things? You threw me to the fucking wolves. This is like Indiana Jones when he lands in the snake pit. I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, what am I doing here? Why are you showing me this? I just had to hit like, no. And eventually I ran into this woman that said she was a CNA. And I was like, oh shit. I was a CNA. And I see a photo of her and I'm like, I have that exact same fucking jacket. Like the scrub jacket she's wearing. And I was like, oh my God, I have the same one. And then I got a PTSD flashback to the smell of the hospital rooms. I saw the jacket and remembered I had that same scrub. And I was like, it was like, Akira. I'm like, leave me alone. Like, just full on. Oh my God. There was times. Hospital video. I'll talk about that later. Dog, there was times where I was like having straight tunnel vision. I was like walking down the hallway to patient rooms. And it was like I was looking. It's like I had toilet paper rolls over my eyes. The nurse is talking to me like they're freaking Peanuts parents, like wah 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 wah. Anyway, so I'm like scrolling through all of these women. I'm like, okay, no. I see one guy that pops up, and I'm like, beggars can't be choosers. But he looked like Lincoln Loud, like the Nickelodeon guy. Like, he looked like the spitting image of, like, the live action, Lincoln Loud, and I was like, no. And so far, as it is, he's the only person that's actually liked my profile, which is crazy. Because in the time it took for one person to like it, which was him, I have not had a single woman do this. I got like, on Grindr, I had like 5 guys already messaging me like, hey, what's up? Like, I'd already received 2 pictures of peeners by then. Some of them just opened with that. Pro tip for women who are watching that, which I don't know, my audience, if it's going to skew to women or not, I don't know. But the 5 women who are watching this, I would do the Grindr approach if you're feeling desperate. Like, just do a little send, cold open. I think that would work. Pretty sure. Not on me, but like someone else. Like, if you have like one of those like kind of incel-y guys, you know, like they're not a school shooter, but like they're, people kind of think they might be. Like, it might be in their future. They might get optioned for that. Totally. Probably would work on them. Wouldn't work on me. I'm too scared. I would see that and I'll be like, but it's like my fundamental problem. Like, I don't like dating apps because I feel nothing. I don't understand how I'm supposed to feel anything towards these people that are effectively strangers. Like, I don't get how it works. How dating apps, it works for them. Because how am I supposed to feel anything for these people that are just strangers? Like, all of these women, almost all these women at least, I was scrolling through, were conventionally attractive. Not a lot of them were my type, really. So maybe that's the issue. But I was just kind of like, okay, like, cool. Now, maybe it's because they were full of red flags. Maybe that's the reason why I wasn't initially on board with them. But I just felt like weird. Like, I was like, I don't know you. Why would I want to just go out with somebody I just met? Especially if the roles were reversed. Like, if I was a woman, yeah, plural, if I was a woman, like, I don't think I'd want to do that. Like, you just saw a picture of a guy on a dating app and you were like, yeah, I'll meet up with this person in real life. No, like, I would do that. Like, you'd have to take me on a Roblox date like 3 times and then we can progress to an in-person thing. And so, like, I just don't get, like, I don't know what, clearly it's working for somebody, but it's not me. Also, the app, it's just so, I don't know how to put it, like, obtuse. It's so obtuse. Yes. I've been using that word so much because my roommate says it a lot. He always says things are obtuse. To me, like, Hinge is obtuse, where I can only see one person at a time. There's a limited number of likes you can give out a day, which is really weird. And then you can only see people who have liked you. You can only see them once. Like, you have to pay to see who liked you. The only way you can even talk to these people is if you both like each other's profile, and then you can do it. Which is just like so dumb. Like, on Grindr, you just see the person and then you message them. Free Grindr is just Grindr with ads. That's all it is. And that's, I think, how Hinge needs to be. So I need to find a better dating app, though, because, like, if you guys know any, like, please tell me. Because I'd love, like, I want to see, again, like, I want something else. I want something to work, but I just, but I find it incredibly difficult to not just meet somebody in real life. I don't understand how I'm supposed to meet somebody or, like, feel something towards someone who's a stranger. Like, unless they are perfectly my type. Because there's people, I've been there. Last time, I think it was in person, I was at school and I was at the market near my dorm. And I remember I was walking down the aisle and there's this girl, I believe she was blonde. I didn't really even get a chance to see her, like, because I looked at her And it was like a flashbang went off. Of course, I didn't say a thing to her, right? Gang, shy gang. Speaking of that, I was at the market as well today, and I remember I was picking up, because it was my last day at school, I was picking up my last lunch of all, my last bagel that I would ever eat at school, because I had been eating nothing but bagel sandwiches for 4 months straight. And I was picking it up. Shout out Einstein's Bagels. It really upset my stomach though. So like WSU was like kicking me while I was down. It just could not they said, hey, let the door hit you on the way out. Boom. So I was in the market because that's where the bagel place is. And I was walking around and there was this guy, probably about like 5'4". He had like a couple of piercings and he was with his like friends or roommates. I'm not sure what. And there was a moment where he turned around and we made eye contact. And I was wearing this like exact fit, this was today. And there's that weird moment where you make eye contact and they look a little surprised. And you just know, you're like, oh, I know what you are. And we had that moment where you like lock eyes and then you go back to what you were doing. But then you think about them and you're like, they were kind of cool. So then I do my classic where I just kind of look at them from afar a little bit and pretend like I'm not paying attention to them. And then I don't say anything ever. And then we just go our separate ways. And that's what happened. No story there. I just want like something like, I don't know. At this point, I feel like I just want friends. Like, I don't even want to date anybody. I just want, like, friends, please. That would be my vibe, personally. And so, yeah, and I think that wraps it up. I think that's everything I have to say about Hinge, me glazing Grinder, right? We ran out of juice. No more material. So, anyways, see you later. Bye-bye.